the household of Yahweh in the nations today. The household of Yahweh did not remain in the ridges and streets of Jerusalem. As the way spread across seas and valleys, across marketplaces and scattered villages, across tongues and tribes, the same breath that filled the first assembly filled households in distant lands. Though separated by mountains and borders, though shaped by different customs and tasks, the people who bore the name of Yeshua became one family. Branches growing from the same ancient root, warmed by the same fire, guided by the same shepherd, walking the same covenant path. In many places, the world now moves at a rapid pace, pulling people apart rather than drawing them together. Families dwell in separate corners, neighbors pass without greeting, and countless voices shout for attention. But the covenant path does not bend beneath the noise of nations. It stands as steady as the mountain of Yahweh, calling households to return to the ancient rhythm, to rise with prayer, to work with righteousness, to share bread with thanksgiving, to speak blessing at dusk, to teach children the words of Yahweh, and to open their doors to brothers, sisters, widows, poor, and strangers. A household that walks this path becomes a small temple, a lamp set on a stand, a piece of Jerusalem planted in foreign soil. In the nations, many households stand alone at first, like solitary fires lit in a field. But when they gather with others, sharing tables, opening scripture, carrying burdens, and praying with one voice, the flames join and warmth spreads. Soon clusters of homes become small assemblies, each one a courtyard of Zion. They may lack the grand stone of ancient Jerusalem, yet they carry something greater. The living presence of Yahweh in their midst, the teaching of Yeshua shaping their steps, and the Ruach filling their gatherings with quiet strength. Leadership in these scattered places rises the same way it grew in Jerusalem, not from titles or learning, but from character, from faithfulness, from hands that serve and hearts that fear Yahweh. Elders emerge as men whose households walk in order, whose words carry weight, whose judgments rest on Scripture, whose lives bear the fruit of righteousness. Overseers watch as shepherds do, alert to wolves, quick to restore wanderers, slow to anger, steady in counsel. Teachers open Scripture line by line. Prophets speak warnings and comfort. Servants carry mercy to the weak. Every calling joins the others like stones fitted together without a gap. As the assembly grows across the nations, unity must be fiercely guarded. Different customs can become dividing walls if not laid at Yeshua's feet. Other languages can become barriers if not bridged with love. Different histories can stir suspicion if not swallowed by forgiveness. But when the assembly lifts one voice in prayer, when households share tables regardless of wealth or culture, when elders guard the gates with righteousness, unity becomes a great river flowing from many springs. The nations see a people who belong to one king. Mercy must remain the mark of the assembly wherever it takes root. The poor exist in every land, though their needs take different forms. Widows and orphans can be found in crowded cities, remote villages, and quiet streets. Refugees wander in search of shelter. Elders grow old without family. Lonely souls sit in silence behind closed doors. Wherever the people of the way open their hands, Yahweh's compassion becomes visible. A loaf of bread placed before a hungry child, a warm cloak given to a widow, a room opened for a traveler, a burden lifted from a weary brother. Each act becomes a stone in the rebuilding of Zion across the nations. The Ruach HaKodesh guides the assembly wherever it is. He speaks to farmers in rural fields and to workers in noisy cities. He strengthens believers in lands of persecution and comforts those scattered far from kin. He leads elders in judgment, teachers in wisdom, prophets in truth, households in peace. He binds the nations together in the name of Yeshua like threads woven tightly into one garment. A people without the Ruach cannot walk the covenant path. A people filled with the Ruach cannot be stopped. Though the nations differ in soil and custom, the covenant path remains the same. Households gather, scripture opens, bread breaks, prayers rise, mercy flows, purity is guarded, elders watch at the gate. The name of Yeshua is honored, the Ruach breathes, hope in the resurrection anchors hearts. The people endure, walking as exiles and citizens of a kingdom whose king is soon to return. Thus the household of Yahweh spreads across oceans and mountains, across deserts and forests, across bustling cities and quiet hamlets. Wherever the people of the way open their doors, wherever they bless their children, wherever they lift their voices in prayer, wherever they share their resources, wherever they walk in righteousness and mercy, Zion rises, not in stone walls but in living flesh. This is the household of Yahweh in the nations today. Scattered yet united, diverse yet one, small in number yet vast in reach, ordinary in appearance yet filled with the fire of heaven. People walking the ancient path until the day the King returns to gather all his households into one great assembly upon his holy mountain.